Manifold.xyz. It's the way to go right now, looks like, for minting NFTs, and I'm about to mint my Genesis project as a fundraiser for HFRconnect.com and to help me keep doing what I do with the Grayskull at GRYSKLL.com. I wanted to share me learning about Manifold smart contracts since I'm about to go through this process to mint my NFTs, possibly. Also, if you want to help support us right now, you can donate dragonspitchfork.com/donate, or you can go to hfrconnect.com. There's a join us button under about. Hit that and you get to the donate option on there. You can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Stripe on dragonspitchfork.com/donate. You can also get my wallet addresses for Ethereum, Solana, and Elrond if you want to send some crypto. Help us keep doing some of the things we're doing to support artists like one of the artists in this video that's coming up. We've got a Metaphor, Shana, who's a singer. To be grounding underneath. And producer. She's a multi-talented artist. She's somebody that Yanni and I helped out this summer through the HFR Artist Touch experience, and we got to know her a little bit. She is actually the person through which I met Moxie, really dope woman who's going through a transformation and looks like she's about to start getting into the world of singing. And Carson we met through one of Shauna's Twitter Spaces when she was hosting Twitter Spaces early in the summer. Carson told me that he'd minted NFTs before and he used Manifold.xyz for his smart contract. I was interested in the Manifold because I'd seen a video on it on YouTube and I tried to watch it, but I couldn't quite get through and finish the video. So I was like, hey, why not just do a walkthrough with something? But yeah, check the video out. Starts with Sean explaining smart contracts, and then we go into Carson walking through minting an NFT and listing it for sale so that it appears on 3 different marketplaces: LooksRare, Rarible, and of course the big one, Opensea.
I have a feeling that some of the people we're going to show may not even know what Manifold is or what a smart contract is. So maybe we should even define what a smart contract is too, if anybody's comfortable doing that.
I can describe it.
Okay.
So basically, when you're going to be selling, let's say in this case, a song as an NFT, and you're going to be creating the NFT, there's a lot of different options you have. So you can either just go to a website like Opensea, which is an open marketplace where anybody can just release NFTs, but you don't have as much control over full ownership over the smart contract, which is basically tells you what your percentage settings are for your royalties, pretty much connecting this digital asset to your wallet and all the different permissions that are within that smart contract. So there are limitations to how much you can customize that. And if something happens to Opensea, some people are confused on whether that they have, fine print or whatever in that. So you're not like fully owning it because a portion does go to Opensea. So Opensea is like part of that contract. And a lot of these marketplaces bring a lot of headache and confusion on what exactly are those permissions in the smart contract, and if you want full ownership and control over what percentages go to you, or if you have multiple collaborators, you can't even do wallet splits on some of these marketplaces. So to be able to have that full control, we've discovered this Manifold site that lets you customize your own smart contract and mint directly onto the blockchain instead of relying on another marketplace to kind of host that for you. So we're just learning about that as new creatives in this space, trying to figure out how to have more power over our craft. And that's from a not expert explanation, but from what I understand so far.
No, I think that was excellent. I think that was perfect.
Okay, awesome.
We're the experts in the future now. The now future.
Exactly. Well, thank you for that, Shana. And thanks for the pause, Carson. So do you mind if we start from, I guess the website is manifold.xyz.
It is.
And creating an account, is it pretty simple to create an account? You just go in and can you sign in with your wallet, or
yes,
how does that work?
You connect your wallet. I have a hardware wallet, so obviously have to have it plugged in and authorized and all that stuff. And what's cool about it is it saves all your contracts. So you don't have to remember a password or anything. As long as you have your wallet, it's connected. The contracts you create are connected to that wallet. So they never, as long as you have access to your wallet, they're not going away. And to piggyback on what Shana was saying, if Opensea were to collapse and go down and you only minted on Opensea, all of your NFTs are gone. But if you mint through Manifold, you have them everywhere. You have Rarible, Trezor, wherever else. I don't think it goes to Zora, but you get the idea. It disperses to many other places. So it's not just one marketplace. And I think that's what the idea is. Well, at least on the Ethereum network.
Oh, so through the smart contracts here in Manifold, your NFT can appear in multiple marketplaces at once. Is that what I'm understanding? Oh, wow. Yes. That's dope.
You brought up saving your contracts on the bottom here. Does that mean that through this Manifold site, like if you create one contract for one NFT, you could just kind of like copy and paste it to another one?
Correct. So for example, I want to start from the beginning again, but what my idea is once you have a contract, you can deploy as many tokens as you want. So I was going to deploy Year Plenty on this contract, but instead we're going to we're just going to start from scratch at the beginning. And you can see here, there's, the car someone is deployed on the mainnet and the Love Notes is on the Rinkeby. That's the test network for Ethereum. So it hasn't been deployed. And what it's for is you deploy it on Rinkeby to make sure everything's good. Because once you deploy it, you can't really change it. It's pretty much there. So you want to test it on the Rinkeby, make sure it looks good, make sure everything's right. And then from there, then you would go and deploy on the mainnet. So there are a few steps that we're going to take. And then of course the type ERC-721 and ERC-1155 there. I've read about this a lot, and the biggest difference that I have gathered is ERC-721s are for individual one-of-ones. You're making different ones, and then ERC-1155s are you want to make additions. You want to have 50 of the same ones, 25 of the same ones, and that kind of allows you to save gas using the ERC-1155s. I'm pretty sure you can still do additions, but you have to pay each time rather than just the whole collection of additions in the 1155, ERC-1155. Again, not an expert, but we're getting there, and doing things like this is only giving us the edge on. In 10 years, this is going to be a language everybody's speaking.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot.
It'll be a common language though for a lot of people.
It will be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained mentioned the types of contracts. So that's something I just bumped into and saw the other day. I've been hearing about it for a while, but hearing saw somebody articulate the one of one versus using one for one of ones and one for collections the other day, and hearing you articulate that really helped a lot. So thank you for that.
Of course. Okay, shall we get started? Let's do it.
I'm ready to rock, man.
All right, so we're on Manifold. I'm logged in with my MetaMask wallet, connected, new contract. And this is where you name it. And this is where you make the decision of what type of contract you want.
Okay. It looks like these are only two types, the 721 and 1155.
On Manifold, yes. And it gives you an explanation over here. Basically what I said, the 721, that's the minting 101, the standard. I've read some things that some people are really picky on whether they buy 1155s or 721s, and a lot of people, or I don't know, a lot of people, but some collectors prefer 721s. Some don't really care. I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
As long as it makes sense to what you're doing. Because people are going to follow our footsteps. So whatever we do, whatever the standard now can completely change.
Gotcha.
And they always do. So yeah, this is really just for your file. So let's say you have plenty. And we'll just say, yeah, the token symbol, this is what's displayed on Etherscan. And what's cool about Manifold is it tells you all this stuff on the side and the AC mark. This is like where people they'll get like somebody to make a picture of them using, you know, dots and dashes and things like that, and it'll show up in the metadata whenever people open it. And these plenty of tools that they mentioned, you know, you could just do like year plenty, and again, this is optional, but and it'll make it whatever you want it.
I've
Big
seen this in
money.
another tutorial and I was like so confused, like what why this exists or like what exactly it goes to.
And I honestly don't know what the point of this is, but it's still kind of cool to personalize.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know what that does, but that's cool. And we're gonna add that to it. So we got year plenty. And now this is basically the contract. It's filled out. I'm gonna play Rinkeby. And you have to get, so there's faucets. You have to get fake, you have to get Rinkeby Ethereum, fake Ethereum basically, to pay the gas on the fake network. The fake gas on, yeah. So
and how do you get that?
There's a few different places that you can go, and whenever you yeah, let me see if I can back out here. All right, we'll
And you
wait
don't
for
need
this.
Okay, yeah, you definitely don't need to stop. I mean, you don't have to show if you don't, if it'll be a headache, but if, you know, maybe just kind of talk through how you got, that's cool enough.
There were, whenever I looked, all I remember is looking up faucets because it was like, oh, you need Rinkeby Ethereum. So I found a place that found a faucet, and the first one that pops up whenever you Google Rinkeby faucet is faucet.rinkeby.io.
Oh, cool.
And it looks like this. And you basically put your Ethereum address in there.
So you didn't customize anything yet, right? Or
No, that comes, and each time you have to pay gas, like set the split, set the royalties. So there are some gas prices, but that's part of the game, you know, business expenses. Okay. So this is how you get Ethereum. Yeah, there's faucets and things like that that you can, I already have it. So yeah, Rinkeby faucet.io, request. Hey, okay, Yana, help me.
Kitty.
So what is the purpose of the faucet?
That's to give you Rinkeby Ethereum. Okay. ETH is on the way.
Hey.
And
So
that's
because
basically
it's
it.
not
And
like it's not like real quote unquote you have to go to a third party sort of place to get it because it's not on the normal market.
yeah, you just Google, it's fake Ethereum. So really you can get it anywhere. You just type in Rinkeby faucet. That's literally what I Googled. Rinkeby faucet. And this one was the one that popped up. And then paste your address, and then in a few minutes, you'll have some Rinkeby on the Rinkeby test network up here.
Are there any like security things that you think people who are new to this should know when like looking for a faucet?
As long as you shouldn't sign anything. You should not have to sign anything because you're just requesting them to send you ETH.
That's helpful.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, first off, hardware wallet, but then don't sign anything. Hardware wallet will help so much. And to buy a couple of them too, where you can store, you can have like different accounts. So you have like one hardware wallet with is like your savings account, and you don't sign anything. You just send stuff over there. It doesn't move. And that way that'll stop you from signing transactions that are fraudulent or things like that, where they try to take your money. And if you have it dispersed, that's just allocation and diversifying your portfolio. You know, if you have $500,000, but the bank only covers $250,000, you're going to put the other $250,000 at a different bank.
Another bank. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of the idea there.
Perfect sense.
Yeah. Okay. So once we have the Rinkeby faucet, the Rinkeby Ethereum that is worth $0, we're going to deploy it to Rinkeby.
How much was your Rinkeby right now? Like to do that process, the gas you were talking about?
It's about to pop up.
Oh, okay, it hasn't happened.
I canceled it because we weren't there yet.
The first time you did this, were there any headaches, or were there any things that kind of gave you pause, or things that confused you at all in the process?
Yes, I remember there was a setting I had to go change in my hardware wallet settings. It was a protection, like a security setting, and it wouldn't let me do something. I'm sure we'll get to it in a little bit.
Okay.
Let's just go there. But basically it was canceling the transaction over and over again, and I had to go change a setting, a security setting in my hardware wallet, which we'll probably have to do again in a little bit.
Was that a big headache for you? Like, did it take hours to figure it out?
Yeah. A couple probably. I was Googling like a madman.
I can only imagine, man.
Okay, it was like 0.004 or something like that. Rinkeby. Right here. See? A transaction failed. Please try again. Okay. So we're gonna deploy on Rinkeby, and this is where I went to Google, trusty Google, and I had to go to my Trezor wallet settings.
I kind of feel like it's perfect when you get little headaches like this during a session like this, because then you can kind of show people what to expect instead of the perfect world scenarios where, you know, they kind of leave them stranded. I think Shana was talking about that yesterday, about the tutorials that just show you all the great parts of things, but they don't show you the,
when you get stuck on something and then you're like, why is my thing taking this long to load? And on the tutorial, it looks like it just went straight there.
And it's so new that there are not a lot of resources. You can't like YouTube Rinkeby smart contract errors, you know, like
yeah,
it's not gonna pop up. So it was a lot of Reddit posts, a lot of sifting, but ultimately what I found is in my Trezor, my device settings, there were safety checks that were being performed, and it was very strict, and it wasn't letting the Rinkeby go through. So it said do not change unless you know what you're doing. You know, I did not know what I was doing, but
Trezor, your hardware wallet?
That is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something like this on whatever the other one
Ledger.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Anything in particular drive you to go with the Trezor as the hardware wallet?
I was really, the motivating factor was Axie Infinity, and ledgers aren't compatible, or weren't. I'm not sure if they are now, but they weren't compatible with the Rona network. So it didn't make sense. And Trezor they were advertising to Trezor. So I was like, okay, we'll do Trezor. So I bought like 18 hardware wallets, and then realized that I only needed one.
Cool, you locked the market down on 18.
Hey, in 5 years, my family needs some Christmas gifts. I know what they're getting.
There you go.
I mean, they're open and I have the security keys, but that's cool. I don't trust them with that. I'll hold on to these.
I'll save them for you. I feel you.
For sure. Carson, I lost my security key. Oh, don't worry, I got you. But yeah, I'm just changing it to prompt very briefly, and I'm going to change it back whenever we're done with this, because I want it to be strict. I don't want to be signing just random stuff.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, let's try it again. We're gonna wait that 2 minutes again.
Have you heard anything about like getting a ledger or like a hardware wallet on Amazon versus getting it from the actual company?
I bought them off Amazon.
Okay, because I got my ledger on Amazon. We were talking about this yesterday, where they were like, "Oh, I think Shaw just randomly sprinkled in somewhere like, oh yeah, you know you don't want to be buying them on Amazon and stuff." I was like, oh, I don't know if that's like. I mean, it came in the box and I had to set it up and everything, so I don't think.
Yeah, there are a boatload of people doing spoofing other manufacturers everything. I mean, it's hard to find. You see somebody's got a bootleg version of damn near everything you can buy on Amazon now.
Good.
And these are the riskiest ones, because I think I've read that people, inject some kind of code in these fake hardware wallets so that they can steal your funds.
Well, I already bought it, so we'll see.
They say the biggest time to worry is when it doesn't come in official packaging. You said just came in official packaging, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
We made it through that stage using the settings.
Progress.
And now it will be deployed onto the Rinkeby network. And then that's where we can, okay, does it look good? Cool. No, there's not. I know we're checking through them now.
We're flying through this, man.
Carson, once this contract is deployed, is it just like NFTs in general, where like you can't edit the contract after, or what is the nature of that on here?
You cannot edit the contract. You can always make a new contract though, and then start something else. But yeah, once you have the contract, then the token. So the original plan that I had was, I'm just gonna have one contract and I'm gonna put all my NFTs on there, and then that'll be like the hub, that'll be like the collection. But what people are doing is they're creating different NFT projects, and they're creating different contracts for those projects. And you could even do them on multiple wallets for security reasons, and have one on this wallet, one on this wallet, one. That's a lot to keep up with, in my opinion. So it's just a matter of preference. I mean, this is the Wild West, so all of this is speculative in terms of security.
Yeah.
What happens right after this? Like, while we're like, what are we gonna be looking at after this verifying contract goes through?
So I like that it makes us deploy to Rinkeby, because whenever I first started, I just wanted to deploy it straight to Ethereum. I was like, I don't want to do all this. How can I skip this? And I like that it makes you do this so that you can see what it looks like. But once the contract is deployed, then the tokens, and that's where you can.
So when it's on Rinkeby, it basically is like it's like when you're editing a website and you can preview it type of thing, where like you could see this, you can actually edit the smart contract there.
Exactly, before you publish it. Yeah, before you deploy it to the mainnet.
I like this title. Oh yeah, I went.
Ooh.
Woo, and he's not here.
I know, that was exciting to watch.
I know, it's like, whee! Okay, it's deployed on the fake ETH.
Yep, we got it on Rinkeby.
All righty.
Yeah, you got it.
Deployed. Hey,
It
yeah,
is.
plenty. Okay, and this is what it would look like on Etherscan.
I see.
Cool.
Yeah.
And for anybody that doesn't know, Etherscan is where you go to verify and kind of look and check the ledger for transactions on the Ethereum network. Is it strictly transactions on the Ethereum network?
I believe
Yes,
so.
sir.
Anything that's Ethereum based.
It's like the
Yeah.
receipt site.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like public records, basically.
benefit of the blockchain.
Congrats. Explore what you can do with your contract.
Let's go.
All right, and this is where you can mint a token. Tokens aren't going to mint themselves.
And for people who don't know what tokens are, people that need a reminder what a token is your NFT. NFT stands for non-fungible token. And in this case, the token that Carson is minting is a song, right?
It
A
is.
single from his upcoming project, Year of Plenty.
Okay, so let me see. I want to see if I can, because I made it into my last ones. I made them into videos. I just had the picture sitting there and then music playing over it. But I'm curious if it'll give me the option to then add an image as well, since it's only
Okay.
going to be a video file.
And can you only add one file normally per token? Oh,
Yes, you can only add one file at a time. Okay. So it does. I can add the music and then I can add the thumbnail.
dope.
You said that you were uploading a video, but it only played audio.
So that's where I'm gonna. I was saying I didn't. The last one I made a video,
Oh,
and
okay.
I only had to upload that. But I was curious to see if I could just upload the audio file, and then it would give me the.
So it does let you
option.
just do audio?
It'll be audio and a thumbnail. So you could do the audio, the artwork, it calls it, and then the thumbnail. And what the thumbnail is basically going to be the picture that I would have on the video. So this is just the two-step way of doing it.
I see. So the thumbnail isn't just like if you, let's say if you had a video and then you selected a picture for the thumbnail, what would it do then?
I don't know if there would be an option for a thumbnail if there was a video.
I see. Okay.
But there probably would actually, because it would probably pop up just like this, and then you could just have like a cover of the video as the thumbnail, and then as soon as you click on it or scroll over it, then it'll start playing. Yeah, plenty. Source.
Yes.
Okay. So this will be the token and all the information. External URL. I still have yet to figure out how to do like the unlockable content. I know you can do that on Opensea pretty easily, just on Opensea. But in terms of like unlockable content, that's a whole thing. This is where you could, the properties and things like that. Like, oh, it has a hat and whatever hats it has and this and that and all that good stuff. If you have like a PFP collection or something like that.
Gotcha.
That's where you would do all that. Artist description. Oh man, on the spot. That would be the process of creating the smart contract. And then after the smart contract, you'd mint the token on Rinkeby. Just basically, I mean, we can keep going through it. So let's just say that, and I don't have the artwork yet. Let's see how far we could take this, but knowing when to transition over to the actual one. Okay. So I want this one to go to my other Opensea. I'm just going to use a random artwork that okay. Never seen this before. I don't know what any of that means, but we're just gonna say, okay.
Pretty-
Date, so we don't need to include that actually. 5/19, that's 7:51 AM.
What's the date for?
I don't know, I deleted it.
It's the date it pulled from that image file, I believe.
That would make sense, yeah. So that would be the thumbnail.
Still going to like look on it. Almost looks like something that was painted.
And we'll just say that. And then we'll, for the sake of it. Okay, this is where it gets cool. If you took a snapshot and you want to airdrop, if you're making stuff, you just airdrop the token directly to people.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just gonna click yourself, obviously, and then you'll list them to sell. So number of editions, this is where it comes in. We'll say 5. We're still on the Rinkeby network, but you're gonna do all this on the main net as well, and it's gonna look basically the same.
Okay.
So when it had the airdrop option, and this is on the Rinkeby network, what exactly is it doing with that?
That's a great question.
Because it's like you would be putting in people's addresses, but like it's just simulating like the experience that you're going to go through again type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's just really to protect people from making mistakes, because if you go through it one whole time and you're like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that on the
I see.
actual, hey, that's what you're talking about? That was
Yeah.
Diamonds and fire.
Body.
Okay, so this is all, it went to Opensea, LooksRare, and Rarible. That's where
Oh, I see.
it goes. You have plenty.
And does it go to those because you already have accounts on there that you configured inside of Manifold?
I don't have accounts on, I only have an Opensea account. I've never connected to LooksRare
Oh,
or
it
Rarible.
logs in your wallet, or like it shows it would log in your wallet.
Yeah, so the smart contract's connected to your hardware wallet. So whenever you go to Rarible, and if you wanted to sign up or make an account, or LooksRare, like I said, I don't have an account on either one of those, but whenever I do register, it will find the smart contract on my hardware wallet already and know that I'm the owner of it.
So no matter what marketplace on the actual release, like it'll be connected to the same smart contract. So it's not duplicating it on different marketplaces.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
that's dope.
it will be the same NFT.
Mhm.
So like if it sells on OpenSea, it's also gonna say it sold on Rarible. So if
Wow,
you list
that's
it,
good, because then it shows on your profile like history. You don't have to like, well, I guess you'd still have to edit your like profiles on each one to customize
yeah,
it.
which I haven't done.
That's super cool though, because I was always wondered about like, I mean, if you release on OpenSea, it's only going to show up on OpenSea, and then you can't reach those people who may use those other marketplaces.
Hasn't popped up yet. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. So the data, the transactions that happen on the smart contract are going to translate across the board. So they're going to go everywhere. But if someone buys it on Rarible and lists it on Rarible, I don't know if it also lists.
I totally forgot to ask a really important question. Was there a file size limit
There
when
is.
you uploaded your thing? Because that was an issue for me looking at different marketplaces before.
There is. I don't know what the exact one is, but I have gotten errors before.
That'll be good.
Look that
It
thing to
says
write
size
down.
limit of 200 megabytes.
Okay.
But that's a lot better than I
Mhm.
think 100 was what I was at. Oh no, some platforms limit you at 100. And then I think that's Opensea standard limit. And I haven't seen any that do more than that. So that might just be like what the blockchain standard is for Ethereum.
Yeah.
I don't either, but I know.
Yeah, I'm just hypothesizing.
Yeah, I want to spend some time this year looking into IPFS so we can understand like where to host these files externally too.
What does IPFS?
I think it's internet something file storage. I forget what it is. But it's
Yeah.
basically it's a way. It's a decentralized. I think there's actually DAOs that are created to create the technology that allows you to host files that are spread across multiple computers, kind of like how LimeWire used to work. The files are spread across pieces of the files are spread across different computers across the network so that you're not hosting with just OpenSea, so that if OpenSea goes down, your NFT that was hosted on their network is lost. This prevents that single point of failure, but I don't know too much more about it. So give me some time and I'll have a full answer on that.
Thank you for what you did describe.
Yep.
And you can update the description and things like that on, like you can update the token, but the smart contract, once it's deployed, you cannot. And in terms of additions and things like that, you can't add more additions or anything.
So you can add tokens to the same smart contract, but not the other way around. Like you can't edit smart contracts on tokens that are already out.
Yeah, so that one is now on the Rinkeby. Now, if I wanted to mint it on the mainnet, what? Oh, okay.
What did it say?
You have to deploy it first. Mint to mainnet. Must deploy this token's contract to the mainnet before you can mint.
Is that where real gas comes into play? Real gas fees?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to get this off Rinkeby to the mainnet, I would need to deploy the entire contract. So we deployed the contract to Rinkeby, and then we made the token, and the token is the actual NFT, the NFT token, non-fungible token.
Yep.
And we're then deploying the contract to the mainnet. And then these are basically the rest of the steps. But I'm going to continue on the other one, on the other contract that I already have. So pretend that we deployed this to the mainnet. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, so if I want to, it'd basically be the same thing we just did on the Rinkeby network. Only thing is I don't want to do it on this contract. I want to do it on my other contract.
Okay. At what point can you do things like add wallet splits and stuff like that?
That would be at the end. So once we mint the token on the mainnet, that is at the end. So
cool.
Go back here. Oh, love notes. That's another project that I'm working on. That one's gonna be cute. We say we have the contract already. We minted it on Rinkeby. It looks good. We then minted it on the deployed it on the mainnet, and now we have our contracts on the mainnet.
Okay.
You have the tokens. Again, this is basically what we already did. So we're just picking up where we left off. We made it through the Rinkeby network. Everything looks good. Now we're gonna put it onto the mainnet. And yeah, oh no. Oh, my link.
the name of the song is Source.
It is, yeah.
Where are we at right now with this smart contract?
So that's perfect that you just asked that, because I was stalling kind of because I needed to send the artwork over to.
Oh, I see. Okay, smooth. We didn't even
Nice
know
small.
that.
Nice stall. Technique.
So there it is. Hey, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we got the token here. We listened to it. Sounds good. We got the artwork title. We got the description. We can always come back and change that, apparently. So from here, we could mint to Rinkeby and just do it like that, which I'm gonna do. Or we could just go straight to the mainnet, which we could do as well. I mean, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to? Honestly,
if you're ready to put it on the main net, then we'll watch.
I think I am.
I'd like to see like just what the final
Let's
I got
just
a
do
question.
information.
If you mint
Yeah.
something in Rinkeby, can anybody else engage or interact with something you mint or test on Rinkeby, or is that something that it's kind of like your own private sandbox when you do something on there?
You know, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I imagine there's. Let's see, because we're on the Opensea test net. So yeah, you could still just test. These are tests.
Oh, wow.
So I guess you
Okay.
can buy it with fake Ethereum, with Rinkeby Ethereum. I don't know,
That's dope. Okay.
but yeah, you can. That was a good question. I didn't know that.
I didn't expect you to be able to answer it that fast, man. That was cool. I thought I was going to be doing a research project. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course. All right, let's see what it looks like. So I just deployed it on Rinkeby just to see.
Okay. Okay, and you can see by the URL at the top, it's on testnets.opensea.io. So they have a
Yeah,
group of servers that just handles Rinkeby stuff, probably.
yeah,
Wow,
which
interesting.
is cool. So it looked
Mhm.
good. Number of editions, I put 5. Did y'all see that or no?
Yeah, I did see you put 5 on there.
So I did that on the last one too. I'm curious. But why though? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. All right, we see that, right?
Mhm.
It's
5, 5, 5.
It says 5.
All right.
All right, we're switching to the mainnet.
And this costs you actual ETH when you mint to mainnet, right?
It will, yes.
Is it hitting you for ETH during multiple transactions, or is it only during the final mint that you get hit?
From what I remember, there's 1 to deploy it, 1 to initialize the splits, and then 1 to list.
Okay.
But once you initialize the listing, I think you can list as many times that day. I think you have to redo it every day.
Okay. So you'd have to pay again each day, or if you did it on a separate day.
If
Okay.
you were to list it, yeah, list another one. And then of course that comes with like canceling and you got to do that stuff. But I usually say it's like the 6-month time frame, so I don't have to worry about it.
Gotcha. I've been curious about that too. After the 6 months, what happens to your token in the marketplace? Does it disappear, or is it just
No,
sit
it'll
there?
stay there. The listing will just expire and it won't be up for sale again. You have to go back in and pay the gas fee to list it again.
When you
But-
list it, are you doing that through Manifold? To list it in?
No, I do it on Opensea. I imagine, well, this is a good time to test this, I guess. Because I've never actually. Okay, because I'm curious. Because it brought a question to me is like, if I list it on Opensea, will it list on everywhere else? These are like the those the marks
Okay. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ASCII
Yeah.
designs. I saw
People
one that
get
looked like a
really
horse
creative.
on something the other day. That's kind of cool.
Steve Aoki, that one's cool too.
Mhm.
Yeah, people are talented, man.
Yeah, I gotta find
Okay.
somebody who can do one of me. That'd be dope.
I know. Or like have I'm sure there's like a generator somewhere where you can like upload a picture and then.
Mhm.
So let me see, what were we looking at? Oh yeah, we're gonna see if
Oh, 5.
I want to see it on Mainnet. View on LooksRare. So I know I have it listed on Opensea, but I want to see if it's also listed on just Rare. It doesn't
6
look like
owners,
it.
50 editions. No, not listed though, huh?
No, so I guess you do have to go in and pay for each one to list.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's good enough because
But people can still make offers on it though. That's cool.
they can. And I imagine you have to pay. I don't know if you have to pay the gas fee. Royalty registry. I've never even heard of that.
Wow, that looks kind of fun.
Okay, so this is showing the 10% share.
Oh yeah, wait, when did you get to the window? I don't remember you setting your percentage.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
He's looking at one of his older projects that's already been minted.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
So it's after it mints that you set that?
Yes. Yes.
What's that bring to
Yeah.
mind for you? Looks like you got a question based on that. Oh, headphones died.
Yeah, I was like confused
Yes.
because I thought the smart contract was like it needed to have that in it. But I guess that's like it is in it, but it's after you just bring it off.
Yeah, it's for each token on that smart contract.
I see.
Hey, chugging along. Okay, so it'll be $3.20.
Okay.
Oh
no-
yeah, gas went down.
Bro, tell me about it.
Yesterday we had like $10 gas fees.
Yep.
Man, I remember it was like 120 just for me to send my Ethereum from MetaMask to the Ronin network.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy. Yeah.
Bro, I'm waiting for that.
There were people
I
paying
over
thousands
leveraged.
of dollars like selling their NFTs last minute with the crash. They would like
Maybe.
lose $1,000 of their sale because of the gas fees.
Oh my
like,
gosh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so painful.
And that's part of the game. You know, they're gonna figure out a way to make it more efficient. And of course, whenever all these new users are onboarded, they're gonna blow the market up, and gas fees will rise, but so are the prices of everything else.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the price of Ethereum will rise. Minted on the mainnet. Oh man, but it's only one edition. So y'all saw that though.
Yep. We saw it with 5 before.
The only one?
That's crazy.
One of one, I guess. Well, I don't know what that was about, but
Is it because of the contract version you chose?
no, because that one.
You did 1155, didn't you?
Yeah, because this one is 1155.
Which should be for multiple editions.
Yeah. Okay. That's aggravating.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And
So
there's
we
no
got a
way,
one-on-one.
and you said there's no way to modify that after minting, right?
Nope.
You modify it maybe on OpenSea in any way or no?
No, there's no way to add more.
But since you have the same smart contract, would it be like easy to just put
It's
in
65
file
quantity.
address?
8 minutes ago. This is the test net.
Oh, through.
So maybe it'll change because this one, whenever we minted it, it only said 1
Yeah.
and then it changed. So it might change. But y'all saw me put 5 on there, so
Yep.
I'm not. we made sure that. Okay. There it is. 5 owned by you.
Yay, okay.
Okay,
so
cool.
it's a time thing.
Woo! Yeah.
All right.
And I've decided to pull it back more. The first one was like 50 editions. The second one was 25. I'm keeping it under 10 from now on because I don't want to have to relist 25 and go through sitting there relisting 25 listings every 6 months.
Yeah.
You know? So 5 is a lot more digestible. But yeah, and now we're on the mainnet. And it's for everyone to see forever. We still got to do the splits. Okay. So since I've already done this, it's not going to give me a to-do list anymore because I've already minted these. But to go to the token settings, just hit these 3 dots, token settings. Your Opensea. Oh, you can mint more. Okay, you can mint more.
Wait, okay, can you describe that? What does that mean?
So if I wanted 5 more, I can mint more additions. Like if you wanted more ETs, like if you sell out and you're like, you know what? Actually, we could use 5 or 10 more people in here.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is, I didn't know that actually, so that's good to discover. But the token royalties, once you set it on the mainnet, it's good. So I've already set it for my 10% on Opensea.
Okay. Oh, and that's where you can add your recipients, that's where you can do your splits right there. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. If you wanted to include somebody else. The only thing I need to make sure now is that I go back to my Trezor settings and then I turn it back on to strict.
Oh, good memory. Do you, with Manifold, is that strictly for use with Ethereum?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because it makes you go through Rinkeby and the testnet.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other places like Manifold for like Solana and things like that.
Yeah, but Manifold is dope, man. I'm definitely more excited about doing my first real Genesis and going through the process and playing with this. So
And even for like, let's say I remixed your vocal on this, for example, type of thing, or we had like, multiple different artists start collabing, like this is showing us that door to be able to actually release those things.
Yeah. And then have a place to know like, okay, well, how do I know I'm going to get my split? And I'll be like, I'll show you because your address is set on here.
Yeah.
No, this is a big help.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that was in the back of my mind as a to-do, and it kind of felt a little daunting for some reason. I have no idea why.
I watched a tutorial on this and I didn't get it. Like it didn't connect to me, but seeing an actual, like, I don't know if it's just the Carson energy, but like song and like, going through that process of like from start to finish and getting to ask those questions. Like I think some people may skip over certain things because they're like fundamentals, like asking what mint more tokens means. Like I know it sounds so simple, but like I don't know if that means like copies, or is that going to come up different, or what exactly, those little things.
Yeah, it'd be copies of the same token. And it's helpful that we've already been priming ourselves with the language so we understand we're not coming in at ground zero.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be though, and they will be overwhelmed and they'll be looking on YouTube how to, mint and mess up. And that's what happens. You mess up a few times and you learn. And it's kind of the idea, because I heard a Manifold through somebody else's Discord And I was like, hey, you know anywhere? He told me Blender for visual effects, which I gave up on because I'm not a graphics artist by any means. I would love to learn it with free time, but as of now, that's not the priority list. And then Manifold and learning, just going through it. That's it. Just doing it and being like, okay, what are the challenges? Because like you said, you could watch somebody go through a YouTube tutorial and then you get a pop-up error and they don't, and you don't have anybody to ask about that pop-up error. You're like, man, this is literally, I'm wild back in, I gotta pitch my tent where? Where there's no campsites here.
Exactly. Yeah, you're out in the wild west, man. You're in the wilderness with this.
Because so it was minted and you had to go into token settings to edit this. If you didn't go into token settings and you just never went to it, would it be like automatically the 10% that OpenSea has by default?
On OpenSea, probably, but it's nice to set it just so for sure, because if OpenSea doesn't have to give you 10%, they're not.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna cut that in half, if not more than. So I don't know what their protocol would be, but it's best practice because it doesn't take very much. And what's cool is I expected to pay a gas fee to do this again on this token, but since I've already set the royalties for the contract, it doesn't matter. But what's cool is what it seems here is that I can set under the same contract, I can set different royalties for each token. So if I wanted to add somebody to this one, they could be on this one, but they wouldn't be on one of my other tokens under the same contract. So that's where it comes in. You're like, do you add the splits on the contract? No, because then they'd have a split on everything you post under that contract rather than just the single.
Because the token settings are done after it's minted, can you edit the royalty split section later?
Yes.
Okay, so that is something that you can edit.
Yeah, so mine already split. I don't know if I haven't added anyone to anything, so I don't know if you can go back and change it. Like once you verify, like, oh, the split's 5%, and then 6 months down the road, y'all agree to 2.5%. I don't know if that's something you can do. I imagine so. You just pay a gas fee and change it. Because if I wanted to change my royalties, 10 is the highest, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. If I wanted to change them, no, I don't really know.
Excuse me.
I would do that, to be honest.
Well, Manifold made this easy as hell, man. They really took a lot of the mystery out and a lot of the scariness out of this, I think.
I think too, seeing like that ERC-1155 and stuff, like when I first saw that, I was like, oh, are there lots of different code things that like you're gonna have to memorize? And seeing that there's a drop-down menu and there's only 2 was like nice.
Yeah, I know no coding. Yeah. I don't plan on any coding, so this like gets the job done.
The unlock to how it has that in there, and then it puts it on all the platforms. You don't have to think about like comparing the platforms anymore. Because I was like comparing platforms for a whole week before I minted my Genesis NFT, because I was like, I need to know what's possible on all of these before I choose one. And yeah, this like basically is letting you just do what OpenSea lets you do, but with more control over it. And then more visibility on other platforms as well is really powerful.
Definitely.
And at the beginning, I said something along the lines of, I don't know how to do unlockable content or bonus content, but it came to me just now. I had heard somebody talking about it, and what they do is they create a Dropbox or something like that that's locked, and then whenever you buy it, you get the link to.
Thank you both, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. This has been beautiful.
Yes, much love, my friend.
Congratulations on that mint, bro.
Hey, about to start.